So welcome. Today's class is going to focus on, just looking at my screen that just got stuck, focus on planks and chair. There we go. So have your water, have your blocks, and let's start out on our stomachs, laying on the mat in a crocodile pose. So starting out nice and easy, laying your belly down to the mat, crossing your forearms so they parallel with the top of the mat, and resting your forehead on the top of your forearms. Take a moment to pick up each leg, lay it back down. Ask yourself, does my body want my legs wide apart, or is it okay to have my big toe mounds touching? And then release your shoulders out of your ears as you heavy your forehead down onto your forearms. Make any adjustments to make sure that you're comfortable. Crocodile pose. We'll do a little centering practice here to bring our mind, our heart, and our body to our practice, to our mat, into union. You can keep your eyes open. You can create a hazy stare, or you can close your eyes. Check out each option, see what's right for you today. Which one invites you in and down into a connection with all your parts and all your pieces through your open heart and with an integrated mind. Let your third eye pressing into your forearms. Activate an integration between the right and the left hemisphere, connecting logic and intuition to make space for your observer to come forth. Space for you to notice your thoughts, your emotions, and the important sensations that come through your body. Attune with your breath. Let yourself land in this pose. Heavy your forehead. Relax your shoulders, melt your elbows into the mat. Feel that opening across your upper back. Notice the space between your chin and your chest. Think of the top of your head reaching long, make adjustments to meet that idea. Feel your stomach, your hips, your thighs, the tops of your feet pressing into the mat. Come in and down into your body. Breathe in awareness. And exhale the distractions. When thoughts come in, thank them, don't resist them. Let them float by. When feelings or emotions come up, do the same, don't resist them, just be with them. Let them share their message. Notice sensations in your body and always, always, always respond in a supportive way. First relaxing and then adjusting, either doing a little more or doing a little less. Your body, your yoga. Take a few moments to be with yourself on your mat. Holding that presence. Lift your head, release your arms long, take a stretch, and then roll onto the left side, resting your head on your forearm. Bend that top right knee, grab the top of your foot. Let's give a quad stretch for Sarah's quads that she works so hard. Think about stacking your hips and kissing your shoulder blades together. Rest the side of your head and grow long through your crown. Breathe and breathe. Kiss that heel towards your buttocks. Press your knee down towards the bottom of your mat. Release and roll back onto your belly. Slide your hands on either side of your chest and push back into a devotional child's pose. Letting the hips reach for the heels, toes are tucked, shoulders wide. Nice big stretch. From tailbone to crown, face hovers over the mat. Widen across your upper shoulders, your back. Exhale back down to the mat. Extend the arms long, take a stretch. And then roll onto the right side. Stack the hips, stack the shoulders. Engage the core, left hand to the bottom of the left foot, knee reaches for the bottom of the mat, heel kisses towards the buttocks, shoulder blades kiss. Feel your heart open, feel your throat open, grow long from crown to toe. Find your breath. Keep that union between mind, heart, and body. Breathe and breathe and breathe. See if you can surrender on your exhale, melting a little bit deeper into the stretch. And breathe and breathe. Find your way out and back in to that child's pose. You can widen your knees if you like, or keep the knees close together. Toes are untucked. Fingers inchworm towards the top of the mat as you widen across your shoulders. Walk your hands over to the right, push your hips to the left, elongate up that left side. Come back to center, elongate. Relax across the upper back and lengthen from tailbone to crown. Walk your hands to the left, find that oblique stretch up the right side. Keep breathing, keep surrendering. And back to center. Walk your hands out and come into a modified plank, bringing your head forward, softening your elbows, engaging your core. Draw the shoulder blades down and back, and just hold for a sec. Then deepen that bend in the elbows. Let the chest come a little bit closer to the floor, activating the triceps across the front of the chest and across your upper back. Pull your belly button into your spine. Breathe and breathe, little plank, chaturanga. Float all the way down and roll onto your back. Adjust so the flat spot on the back of your head connects with the mat. The neck is long, and draw the thighs into the belly. Hands wrap around the shins, rock side to side. I had a shake this morning and I can hear it slushing in my belly. Always good to eat way before class, not before class as I did. Come to still, extend the left leg down, float the heel to connect with the mat and bring that right thigh into the belly. You can peel away the flesh if there's some in the way. Stretch that hip. Wind removing pose helps with digestion, elimination. Come back into the little ball. Two thighs touching the belly. Drop the shoulders out of the ears, grow long through your crown, open your throat, and float the back of your shoulders off of the mat. Breathe. Use your core, press your belly button deeply towards the mat. Exhale, relax down. Extend the right leg. Invite that left thigh to connect with your belly. Draw your elbows towards your heels. Lengthen and grow through the crown of your head. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Release into dead bug, both appendages, all four appendages reaching towards the ceiling. Make circles at your wrists and your ankles, one direction and then the other. Waking up our parts and our pieces, noticing the sensations that they share. Come to still, bend your knees at a 90-degree angle. Take your right knee across the left for eagle's pose. Tuck the ankle if that works for you. Let your right elbow come underneath your left. Hands come towards one another. And then draw your elbows over your face. Staple your belly button to the mat. Maybe you stay right here. The add-on is to float the shoulders and hold and squeeze and hold and bring those elbows over your face and press them towards the ceiling. 3 more breaths. Make your way out back into that little ball and then back into dead bug. Staple your belly button to the floor. Lower your right leg and your left arm, keeping your core stapled to the mat. And breathe and breathe and breathe. Bring everything back to center. Bend the knees, set up for the other side of eagle pose. Left Knee across, tuck the ankle, left elbow underneath. Elbows come up over the face, belly button glues to the mat. Squeeze and hold, or add the floating shoulders off of the mat. Keep activating that core. We need it for plank. We need it for chair. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Come on out, dead bug. Left leg, right arm, hover. Glue your belly button to your mat. Breathe, breathe, and breathe. Come back into a little ball. Rock side to side. Come to still, splay your knees, bring the bottoms of your feet together, wrap your hands around the outer edge or wherever your body allows. Drop your shoulders out of your ears, grow through your crown. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Sink in to allow those big toes to come a little closer, your shoulders to fall a little farther away from your ears. Your belly button presses deeply into the mat. Stretching those inner thighs, the length of their spine. Soften your face. Slow your breath. Release out, roll back onto all fours. Or back to the belly, but come up to all fours is what I meant to say. 10 fingers spread wide, pinkies reaching towards the outer edges of the mat. Knees under hips, extend from tailbone to crown. Find your box, pull your belly button deeply into your spine. And then flow into a cow and into a cat. Exaggerated breath, soft elbows. Find stillness and come into sun dog. Left foot steps back, right arm reaches forward. Lift them to parallel with your mat, leveling your shoulders, leveling your hips. Push your heel away as you reach with your fingertips. Breathe and breathe. You can take a break down to box or child's pose or add on a quad stretch, sweeping that right hand to grasp the top of the left foot, kicking out, pulling in. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Release. Float it down. Cow and cat. 2 more times. Come to still, sun dog, other side. Right leg, left arm, level hips, level shoulders, engage core, grow long. Feel your body. Breathe and breathe. Take a break or add on. Find your yoga. Release back into box. Place the left hand in the middle of the mat. left knee behind it, then kickstand that left foot, step back with the right foot, and sweep up that right arm, side plank. Modification 1. Here you can play around, taking the top hand, reach overhead, rolling that top shoulder back and lifting that bottom leg. You can find a quad stretch if you like here. You can take a break into box pose at any time or try the second plank pose, bringing that right foot in front and sweeping that left foot long behind you onto the edge of your foot. Right arm reaches up. You can reach over your head. Can't do the quad stretch here, but you can splay that top arm back and shine your heart. Breathe and breathe. You can hang here, or you can try the full plank, stepping back with both feet, reaching that top arm up, overhead, or splaying it back. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Make your way out when you're ready and into a child's pose. Wide knees, big toe mounds together, hips to heels, belly falls in between the knees, fingertips inchworm forward. Rest your chin. Feel the difference between the left side, which we just worked, and the right side. Relax your shoulders. You can turn your head to rest that left ear on the mat to help you widen across your upper back. Build some neural pathways. They can only be made when you pause, when you take a moment to bring your attention in and down. On your inhale, make your way up, back into that box. I'm gonna think what I just did. So it was left, so it's right. And come in to that side plank. So we place the right hand in the middle, right knee in the middle, kickstand the right hand, step back with the left foot, reach that left arm up. You're on your other side. Kiss your shoulder blades together, grow long through the crown, lengthen the throat, add on with a reach and a lift. Press that bottom hip forward. Roll that top shoulder, top hip back. You can hang here. You can take a break. You can try the next one, stepping that left foot forward, right foot back. Lay around here. You can come into full plank. Find your version of yoga, lots of options. Always giving yourself a way to do more or do less. When you're done, find your way to that child's pose. Devotional. Turning your head if you did the other way. Bring the right ear to the mat. Melt across your upper back. Feel your body. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Bring your head to center. Slide your hands to right in front of your knees. Lift the upper body up. Then sweep that left arm up. Thread it underneath your left arm or right armpit. Rest your head down. Press into the mat with your right hand. Feel that stretch across your upper left shoulder, the back of your left shoulder. Breathe and breathe. Rest that left ear, left side of the head on the mat, and then draw your shoulders away from your ears. Let your shoulders reach down and back. Make length at your neck. Wiggle your left fingers, palms facing the ceiling. And then lift your hand and rotate your wrist one direction and then the other. Make your way out and into the other side. So right hand sweeps up, threads underneath the left armpit, drop the side of your head down. Press into the left hand to find the stretch. Breathe into it. This is the stretch in the back of that right shoulder. And then right hand, fingers spread wide, wiggle those 5 fingers. And then lift the hand and rotate the wrist one direction and then the other. Breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Make your way back onto your hands and then walk your hands forward, adjust your knees and come into your plank. So modified plank, knees walk back, head comes forward, shoulders roll back and down, shoulder blades kiss, belly button comes into the spine. You can stay here or add on, tuck your toes, lift your knees and your thighs. Grow long through your crown, pull your belly button in, draw your shoulders back. Breathe and breathe to challenge yourself to build muscle in those triceps. Bend the elbows just a tad and hold your pose. Breathe, pull your belly button into your spine and breathe, working across the chest, across the upper back and into those triceps and arms. Breathe and breathe. Wherever you were, find your knees on the mat, walk your hands backwards with tucked toes, come onto your toes, rock back and forth. You can keep rocking here or try a balanced pose. Draw the knees together, ignite the core, and slowly lift up, bringing hands to prayer. Crown grows tall. Balance, balance. Drop your hands down. Float up into a forward fold, gluing your belly to your thighs. Widen your feet. Lift your hips, drop your head. First little downward dog. Shake your head, or forward fold, shake your head, yes and no. Perfectly imperfect, I am. Letting the blood rush to our head, our teeth, our gums. You can grab your elbows. You can lift your hips a little higher. You can walk your feet a little closer. Just keep that connection between belly and thigh. Dumping out all the head trash. Bringing a little color to our cheeks. A little blood to our brain. Breathe and breathe. Release your hands and walk them over to the right. Push that left hip away and elongate from your hip through your crown. Draw your shoulders down and back. Come back to center, deepen into your fold. Notice if your feet can come closer or maybe they need to go farther apart. And when you're ready, walk your hands to the left. Push that right hip away. Elongate from hip to crown. Stretch that right side. Come back to center. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Take your time. Find mountain pose, walking your feet underneath you with toes spread wide, insides of the feet parallel. Feel your hips over your feet. Adjust your shoulders to rest over your hips and your ears to rest over your shoulders. Reach your fingertips towards the floor. Stand up nice and tall. Sweep your arms up on an inhale. On an exhale, crescent over to one side. And then inhale back to center. And do the same on the other side. Flow 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, crescent. Inhale up. Exhale, crescent. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, crescent. Hold this one. Wrap the bottom arm around in a half bind and take your gaze up to the ceiling. Looking over your lifted armpit, kiss your shoulder blades together. And if you like, bend your elbow and shine your heart. Open your throat, open your mind. Release with an exhale, reach up with an inhale. Crescent to the other side, half bind with the lower arm. Look up over the lifted upper arm's armpit. Press down through your feet, grow tall through the crown. Bend the elbow if you like. Everybody kiss your shoulder blades and drop them down. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Make your way out and just shake your body. Shake your arms, move your hips, bend your knees. Let's grab a drink. We'll get into our chair and some balance poses. So having a flat surface underneath your mat helps exponentially. If you don't, sense of humor. Find that mountain pose. Close your eyes for a second. Say something nice to yourself. Did you practice that through the month of June? Taking time to pause, to say nice words to yourself, and then noticing if they absorbed or if you just kind of set them and let them go. So that's been my practice, is to really accept the nice thing that I say to myself. If you close your eyes, open them up, grab one of your blocks and place it in between your knees as you stand in that mountain pose. Squeeze the blocks ever so slightly and then hinge at the hips and sit down what is appropriate to your body. So maybe you start out sitting very little. What we're hoping to do is to have a straight line from tailbone to crown. So the tailbone tucks, the spine grows tall, the shoulders roll down and back. You're sitting backwards. Hands can come to the thighs to just start out. Roll the shoulder blades down and back, grow through the crown. Breathe, nice and easy. Sweep your arms back behind you. Kiss your shoulder blades together. And then come up on your toes and sink down a little deeper. Drinking bird. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Drop your heels, bring your hands to prayer if you can, and sink down a little deeper. Tilt the pelvis, engage the core, sink down in the chair, take the shoulders out of the ears, grow through the crown. Squeeze that block. Breathe and breathe. Back to drinking bird. Sweep those hands behind, come up onto the toes, sink down a little deeper. Breathe and breathe. Drop the heels and sweep the arms out in front. Check your pelvis, check your abs, grow through your crown. If you want, you can reach your hands up. Breathe and breathe. Drinking bird, sweep the hands behind, come up onto the toes, sink down, lift up, breathe and breathe. Drop the heels, fold into a forward fold, ditch your blocks, widen your feet if you need to. Shake your head, yes and no. Walk your hands down to the mat and into a plank. So modified with drop knees or full plank, lifted thighs, lifted knees, engage core, grow through your crown, then soften your elbows and hold and breathe and hold. Shoulders roll away from the ears, belly button pulls to the spine, crown grows tall. Breathe and breathe. Float the hips up, walk the hands to your feet. Forward fold. Widen your feet to meet your body's needs. Drop your head forward. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Mountain pose. And then sweep the arms up into a salute. Feel the energy draw down. Feel the awareness float up as the crown grows taller. Left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. Take a twist. Inhale back up to center, twist the other way. Flow 2 more times. Inhale up, exhale, twist. Inhale up, exhale, twist. Last one. Inhale up, exhale, twist. Inhale up, exhale, twist. Inhale up, come back in to chair. So find your chair, sitting down, tailbone tucks, hands can be down on your thighs in prayer, reaching out or reaching up. Roll your shoulders down and back. Draw your knees towards one another. Belly button to the spine. Breathe and breathe. Everybody bring those hands into a prayer mudra. Sit down a little deeper. Twist to one side, tucking the elbow on the outside of the knee. Grow long through crown and tailbone. Add on, open up those arms and add a twist looking up towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders out of your ears. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Find your way back to center into a forward fold. Shake your head. Keep your belly connected to your thigh. Adjust your feet. Relax your shoulders. Grab your elbows, maybe your heels, or across your calves, or something else that feels good. Breathe and breathe. We're going to make our way up by releasing, rolling one vertebra at a time. Find your mountain. Find your salute. We're going to come into a back bend. If you need a modification, take those hands into fist. Place them right at those kidney points. Or steeple the fingers. Bring the upper arms behind your ears. Press down with your feet. Lift up through your chest. So just start there. Press down with your feet. Have a strength. Float your heart up. Down with your feet. Lift up. Let the back bend find its way. Press down. Lift up. Press down. Float up. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Keep your head supported. Find your edge. Wherever you landed, come on out. Bring your hands into prayer. Touch your thumbs to the center of your head. Notice your thoughts and your beliefs. Bring those thumbs to your lips. Bring awareness to your perceptions and your expressions. What are you saying to yourself? When poses are hard or challenging, are you being a cheerleader for yourself? Is your perception of yourself supporting you? Bring those thumbs to the heart. Roll the shoulders back and down. Notice what you are doing. Are you taking the modifications that you need? Or are you falling into performing, disconnection, doing too much or doing too little? No judgment, just awareness to bring forth choice. When you're ready, find your way into chair. Arms at thigh in prayer hands, extended out or up. Sink down, grow tall, pull your belly button to your spine. Relax your shoulders. Find the twist from prayer hands to the opposite side. Add on if that's in your practice. Grow long from tailbone to crown. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Find your way out and down to your mat into box pose. Set up for success. Wide fingers, wide hands, knees under hips, toes tucked. Flow into a cow and a cat. 2 more times. Come to still, find your plank. Walk knees back for a modification. Tuck toes and lift them up for the full plank. Everybody pull your belly button to your spine. Draw your shoulders back. Bend your elbows just a tad. And hold. And breathe. And hold. And breathe. Drop your knees or walk right into a forward fold. So if you drop your knees and walk your hands back, until you find your forward fold. Shake your head, yes and no. Lift your hips, drop your crown, grab your elbows or your heels, maybe your calves. When you're ready, release all you're holding. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Mountain pose, say something nice to yourself. Feel your body. Align your pieces. Find your breath. Let's grab a drink. Do a little bit more. Come back into that mountain pose. Back into your chair. Your version. Weight into the left foot, come up onto the right toe. Balance here. So keep that tailbone slightly tucked, that core engaged. Shoulders dropped away from the ears, crown grows tall, lift your toe. If you want to try more, figure 4 and sit down. So the full pose is my forearms meet my shin, not my thigh. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Lots of options. Find yours. When you're ready, come on out. Mountain pose. Grow through the crown. Ground through the feet. Say something nice to yourself. Maybe your breath got faster. Slow it down. Find your center. Set up for success. Mountain pose. Come into your chair. Check your hips. Check your belly. Release your shoulders. Soften your face. Weight into the right foot. Come up onto the left toe. So we're working that right leg. You can lift it up and stay here, balance, or come into the figure 4. Engage core. Find your full expression of the pose. Take your time. Your full expression might be different than mine. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. When you feel done, be done. Find your mountain. Walk your feet wide. 45-degree angle. Tuck your tail. Engage your core. Track your knees over your toes. Relax your shoulders down. Extend your arms. Bend your elbows. Spread your fingers wide. On your inhale, straighten everything up and reach up. On your exhale, sink down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, melt down. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, come on down. Goddess pose. We need this pose now more than ever to ensure equality. Find our strength, not against, but 4. Drop your hands to your thighs. Sink down. Maybe rock side to side. Maybe grab some blocks and place them underneath your hips. Maybe sink down into a devotional garland pose. Wagging your tail, lifting your toes. Maybe finding the full pose, bringing the hips forward, hands to prayer, elbows tuck in, 10 fingers touch at fingertips, making a mudra of wholeness. Hips come forward, shoulders come down, crown grows tall. Breathe. Wherever you are, maybe you're sitting on your mat. Take a moment to find your breath. The first step of yoga is that breath, that connection, that union between the mind through the heart and with the body. When you're done, make your way down to an easy seated pose with your left shin in front, right heel tucked into the groin. Peel the flesh away. Rest the hands on the knees. Grow the crown tall, and then flow into some cow and cats. Feel the ungulation of your spine, the lifting and opening of your heart, the opening of your throat, the opening of your mind. With each inhale, inhaling in more awakeness and blowing out all that blocks it when you're arched with your chin tucked. Come to still, sweep your arms up with an engaged core. Twist over to the right, left hand to right knee. Grow as tall as you can. Look over that shoulder. Release your gaze. Lift your right arm up. Look up towards it and grow tall. Crescent that right hand towards that left knee. Feel that stretch. Arch your back ever so slightly. Kiss your shoulder blades if you like. Bend the elbow. Shine your heart. Your chin's out of your chest. Breathe and breathe. Release with an exhale. Right hand to left knee. Knees come up as you grasp them. And then arch your back. Drop your chin to your chest. Give a nice stretch across your upper back. Down your spine. Release your knees, poke your hip creases, fold forward. So if you like support, start out with a block underneath your forearms. Get your chin out of your chest. Grow through your crown. And then follow your edge all the way to where it is enough for you. Giving a stretch to that left hip. And breathe and breathe. Bowing our heart, our precious heart, in an act of humility, helping the ego to awaken, get out of its stuck spots, to remember the oneness. Engage your core, come on up. Rest your hands on either side of your hips. Take your left ear to your left shoulder, left hand to the right side of the head. Draw the shoulders down and back. Roll the pelvic bowl forward. And then turn the gaze to the floor outside that left hip. Find your stretch. Make your way out. Switch your shins. So right shin comes in front. Peel the flesh away. Roll the pelvic bowl forward. Ignite the core. Sweep the arms up. Get as tall as you can. And then twist towards the left. Right hand to left knee. Look over that left shoulder. Keep that right hip heavy, that right shoulder drawn down and back. Think about kissing the shoulder blades. Release the twist, lift that left arm up, look at it, grow as tall as you can. And then crescent towards the right knee. Adding the bent elbow. If you like, everybody float your heart, open your throat, open your mind. Breathe and breathe. Exhale to drop that left hand to that lifted right knee. Grasp it, then drop the knees, arch the back, pull the belly button to the spine. Feel that stretch across your upper back. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Release your knees, poke your hip creases, add your block if you need to. Bow your heart to Mama Earth. Stretch that right hip. Release across your upper back. Make sure your chin is out of your chest. Make your way up. Sit up nice and tall. Drop those hands to the outer edges of your hips. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder, right hand to the left side of your head. Slide your gaze to the floor outside that right hip. Find your stretch. Kiss your shoulder blades. Release your hands. Walk them behind you. Let your fingertips reach for the front of your mat as your thumbs come towards one another. So modification is right here. Arching the back, lifting the heart. So that's 1. 2, extend your legs, point your toes, big toe mounts touching. 3, lift your hips for reverse plank. Grow long through the crown. 4, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Breathe and breathe. Float on down. Come into box pose. Walk your knees back for a modified plank, or tuck your toes, lift your knees for a full plank. Engage your core. Draw your shoulders back. Soften your elbows. Breathe and breathe. If you need modification, you come down to box. You do those modified options for side plank. If you feel okay, drop your heels to the left. Reach your right hand up for full side plank. Breathe and breathe. Float on down. Roll over to the other side or drop the opposite knee. Find side plank on the other side. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Come on out. Find your way to child's pose. Wide knees, big toe mounds together, hips to heels. Drop your chest and your belly. Add blocks if you need to. Drop your chin. Melt across your upper back. Feel the heels, the hands, mounds, the fingers off of the mat. Spread them wide. Press out through the heels. Keep widening across your upper back. Breathe and breathe. Rest your hands down. Slide them towards you. Those shoulder stretches. Left hand sweeps up. Threads underneath the right armpit. Rest your head. Press into the mat with that right hand. Stretch the back of that left shoulder. Breathe and breathe. Make your way out and into the other side. Take your time. Inhale up. Exhale, thread. Drop the side of the head. Push into the left hand. Make your way out and onto your belly. Spread your arms out with 90-degree angles under your armpits. Rest your chin. Bend your knees. Rotate at your ankles. And then rotate at your knees, still rotating at your ankles, one direction, and then the other. And come to still. Lay the tops of your feet down. Turn your head so your left ear is on the mat. Keep that left arm extended with 5 fingers spread wide. Slide your right hand towards you, elbow towards the sky. Roll on to that left hip. Challenge yourself to keep that right leg lifted, or you can bend the knee and drop it. Lifted, you're engaging the core, you're stacking the shoulders, you're stretching the front of this left shoulder. You can keep that right hand low or lift it up high. You can bring your stretch to your quad. You can add on by reaching that right hand back, grabbing the top of the foot, kicking out, pulling in. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Mind your ego, find your yoga. Don't do too much, don't do too little. Yoga is a journey. Ask yourself, where does my body want to take me today? When you're done with this side, come on out. Roll back to your belly, extend your arms, turn your head. Slide your left hand towards you, roll onto your right hip. Stack the hips, engage the core. Rest the head. Drop the leg if you need to. Extend the arm if you want to. Kiss the shoulder blades and lengthen your neck. Feel that stretch as you kiss your shoulder blades together. And then if you like, add the quad stretch. Breathe. And breathe. And breathe. When you're done, make your way out. Grab a drink. Think about the props that you would like to have for your savasana. And have them handy. Today, I was going to demonstrate using, I guess I need to bring it into the camera, using a yoga blanket, but you can use any blanket. Sorry, to make a support for the neck. Roll the top, bring it up to the upper part of your mat, and then come and lay upon it. Like that water went down the wrong pipe. And position that roll to support your neck. To adjust my hair so that the flat spot of my head finds the mat. If you're not using the blanket, just lay on the mat and then come into that little ball, peeling away the flesh, bringing the thighs towards the belly, relaxing the shoulders down by drawing the elbows towards the bottom of your mat. And then rock side to side, massaging out the pelvis. Come to still, extend that left leg, draw that right thigh deeply into the belly. Yoga is so good for healthy elimination, healthy digestion. And this is one of the poses that supports that. Another one is twist. We're going to take the top of this right foot, tuck it behind the thigh, roll onto the hip, coax up or coax down using that left hand, and then extend that right arm out. Look over those right fingertips. Melt with your exhale. Find the places you're holding tension and resistance with the inhale. Come back to center into that little ball. Let's do the other side. Extend the right leg. Peel the flesh away so the thigh can meet the belly. And then tuck the top of the foot, find the twist, extend the left arm, look over it, coax up or coax down to deepen your twist. Make sure that left shoulder's softly melting into the mat. So I just put out the e-news today. You should get it in your mailbox tomorrow, or you can check it out on Facebook. And what I focused on, or what I wrote about in part, was awareness of what we focus on expands, what we resist persists. So in this pose, we want to release resistance and focus on relaxing. In life, we want to release resistance, being against anything, and focus on what we want to bring into our life, because what we resist persists. So easy to fall into arguments. But what if we fall into sharing the experience and the reality that we want to create? That's my goal. Remind me when I'm not doing that, please. Find your way out. Add in any little last movements or poses that your body's asking for. And then if you're doing this blanket thing, come into a bridge stance and roll the bottom of the blanket to support underneath the low back. So that was a little too much for me. Adjust to find that right sweet spot so that I can sink into Savasana. So Savasana is a pose where you are invited into stillness. So you don't want to be uncomfortable. You want to tap in, tune in to the sensations in your body and let your body guide you with its innate wisdom. The things we want to focus on is a tall spine, the flat back of our head resting, our face parallel with the ceiling, soft between our brows, behind our eyes, our cheeks, our jaw. We want to feel the opening of our throat by extending our arms out, back of the hands, resting into the floor, all 5 fingers, feeling that space at the throat and the heart open. Here we notice our breath. Where is it landing? Can you take it deeper? Can you extend the inhale and the exhale so that the belly rises and falls? The hips melt. Do you want your legs straight? Do you want your knees bent? Maybe you come into teepee knees. That's what I'm doing. My feet are wide. The knees are pressing towards one another. You can add a block here in between the knees for them to fall against. If your legs are straight, widen them out. This pose is about vulnerability, showing up innocent in the world, filled with compassion and strength. Decide if you want to let your eyes close, use an eye mask or a blanket or a cloth. Maybe you keep your eyes open and create a hazy stare. And then put it all together and melt into your pose. Practicing presence, awakeness, awareness, aliveness. Tuned in, tapped in, using your mind to be the observer, to notice your body, to find that essence, that unconditional love that is deep within you, and bring it to the surface. Go inward. Connect with yourself. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let thoughts come, let thoughts go. Feel your emotions. Surrender your body. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Long open mouth exhale. Bring movement to your fingers, your toes. Sweep your hands up overhead. Straighten your legs. If you had them bent, take a stretch. Locate a block. If you can't, just find a fist. Walk your heels to your buttocks. Place the block between your knees. Roll on to one side. Rest your head on your forearm. Draw your thighs deeply towards your chest. Open your eyes. Check out that block. It was an act of self-care. That block supports your hips and your low back. Let that block remind you to be kind to yourself, to practice self-care, to ask yourself, what do I need? Who do I need to ask for it? Do I need to do it for myself? Do I need to find my voice? Do I need to hire it? Do I need to find somebody else? It can be complicated sometimes. With gratitude for the block between your knees, slowly make your way up and out into an easy seated pose of your choice. So maybe using the blanket to support the pelvis, sitting on the edge, letting the pelvic bowl roll off, maybe using a bender ball, or maybe your block, or maybe you're just in an easy seated pose, a hero's pose, a lotus pose. Take a moment to find that tall spine. Relax those shoulders down and back. Rest the palms down in a grounding mudra. Palms of the hands on the thighs, fingers draped over the knees. Let the eyes close or find a hazy stare. Imagine or feel the energies of your practice, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic. Imagine those energies absorbed with every breath into every pore, into your being, allowing you to take the wisdom, the benefits, the energy of your practice with you. Bring your hands to that prayer mudra, touch the thumbs to the center of the head, and then the lips, and then the heart. The light in me sees the light in each and every one of you. I ask you to do the same for me and for everyone on the planet. Look for the light in them so that it may find its way to the surface. Namaste. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. I'm going to end the recording and then we can chat. Of course, here we go.